Ouch, is what Activision shareholders should be saying right about now. And what are you thinking? And you guys need to change this. And what else is there to say? Call of Duty has fallen. What we're looking at right now, guys, is Steam charts. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome everybody. This is Fox, your handsome myth and legend, coming to you today to talk about Steam player count numbers for Call of Duty. And honestly, I'm happy to see this because stuff needs to change. It's got to change. What prompted me to look at this was actually the recent patch update that Treyarch had put out. They were talking about it was like a quality of life update to make the game more fun for everybody. And when I saw that in the back of my mind, I thought, why would they all of a sudden change this so drastically unless they're seeing a huge drop in player count, right? So sure enough, this morning I hop on and check. I think the patch was 2 days ago now, maybe yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. Anyways, so I got on this morning to check it, and sure enough, I mean, Call of Duty's not even in the top 10. I mean, what can you say, guys? It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Look at that. I mean, ouch. We can't even find it in here. Go to top games. It's now number 15. When I was checking when Black Ops 6 first came out, because I was completely unhappy with what they released for a beta. The map design just was horrendous for me personally, and if the maps aren't good, that breaks a multiplayer game for, I would assume, most people. So it had me scratching my head, right, when I seen so many people trying to play Call of Duty. I just kept thinking, like, what are these people thinking? This game isn't any good. But you know how it is. Like, people get caught up in the hype and people get caught up in what's trending and stuff like that. I understand. It's just how we work as a society. I knew this day would come. And sure enough, we haven't even made it into the new year yet. Now, I know. The Xbox Game Pass. I know. The majority of users are on console. Like, I get that. But when you see such a steep Steam drop off this early on, you got to imagine that this is pretty universal across the board. Let's go into Call of Duty here and see what's going on. If we look back to last October, they were sitting at 103,000. The end of October is when Modern Warfare 3 released. And right around December, they started seeing a huge decline in numbers. They never really recovered from that. But it wasn't down into 60,000 players till about May. So what are we seeing? 20,000 players migrate to Xbox Game Pass on PC? I mean, that's possible. I mean, that is where I play as well. So I'm not going to discount that. And I get this is somewhat theoretical in nature, but look at the past 30 days. Okay. They were at 65,000 in August, 68 in September. And then October, they gained 84,000 for the hype. Or, they didn't gain. They gained 15,000 players for the hype, so they got up to 84,000. And then the release of Black Ops 6 hit, and they gained almost 100,000 players and change. Just a little under at 80,000. But here we are, only 30 days later, and your average player count is down to 135,000. And during downtimes, it's already down to its 60,000. Like this morning, what are we at right now? 11 minutes ago, there was just about 70,000 playing on Steam. So, I don't know, guys. I almost hope Call of Duty loses a ton of players because I want the franchise to come back. A lot of us OGs do. We want it to be a great game again. And I just don't see that happening until people put their wallets down and put the game down and go play something else. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing single-player games like you can't imagine. Like Cyberpunk and even multiplayer games like Fortnite. And I get that's not every guy's cup of tea. Like, listen, I'm 39 years old just about. And I don't really have fun playing a cartoon unless it's like Crash Bandicoot or something. But Fortnite, where its art style can kind of rub hardcore players the wrong way, the gameplay itself does not. The gameplay is actually pretty enjoyable. So I'm almost players. I would love to see players just leave and go play something else like Delta Force if you can't stand Fortnite, and I get it. But with Zero Build, it's really a great place to hang out, and Call of Duty can get their act together. So they made this patch where they changed the visual recoil, they changed the sway patterns, they changed a lot of the unnecessary stuff. They changed the random recoil pattern too, like recoil that you can't really predict. I played yesterday and it did feel a lot better, but they're still suffering from massive issues. The spawn system is complete trash. I like to play free-for-all. In free-for-all, you can see the revenge spawn system at its worst. Like 90% of my deaths in Black Ops 6 when I play free-for-all are from my back. And it's not because, and I'm sure it's like this for most players, it's not because you're not being aware of your surroundings. Like, it's part of the thing in free-for-all that you're whipping around 180 degrees all the time. So that way that doesn't happen. But Black Ops 6 has a spawn system implemented in such a way that it doesn't matter what you do to combat that. You're still going to get shot in the back almost 90% of the time. And it's like the game predicts this behavior from you, or it's reading exactly what you're doing to catch you off guard at exactly the right time so your KD can stay as close to 1 as possible, just like it was in Modern Warfare 3, just like it was in Modern Warfare 2, and so on. That's a problem. The algorithm needs to go away. It just does. You need to have a more organic experience, Activision, if you want players to return in droves. Because there's other game experiences out there that offer a much better alternative, that isn't frustrating, that isn't manipulative. And then you've got the SBMM as well. Okay, so here was like the 4 major factors for Black Ops 6 and why it turned me off. Number 1 is the egregious SBMM. I don't care if SBMM is in the game, but it needs to be more relaxed. Like, if you do good one game, the next 10 are horrible. So 90% of your player experience that day is bad. How does that retain players? It doesn't. It's a manipulative system. Number 2, the spawn system needs to be fixed. It needs to go back to a traditional spawn system where you're not getting stabbed in the back 90% of the time. And in team-based games, I feel like Treyarch, although I haven't played a lot of team-based games because I haven't played a lot of Black Ops 6, mainly just free-for-all, but to get to the heart of the matter, it does seem like the spawn system does work a little better in Black Ops 6, like they tried fixing that. But that leads into number 3, number 4 am I at? It doesn't matter. Maps. The maps are so small that it doesn't matter how good you try to make a team-based spawn system, it's going to be a frustrating experience. Because you either have people spawning behind each other and stabbing each other in the back because there's immediate engagements because the map is so small, or one side is slightly better than the other and the team just gets spawn trapped, or particular players do. Another frustrating experience. Like, I just don't understand what Activision is doing. I don't want to hate on Activision. I don't want to hate on Call of Duty. I want to see it succeed just like many players do. And then you've got your network issues where people are outright claiming skill-based damage. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past Activision. I don't have any proof of that. I have ran experiments with networking and what's going on behind the scenes. And I have noticed, like, when you connect to a multiplayer match, like, I can tell you this for sure. I have programs that actually, based on the programs running on your machine, it'll group together the connections. And then if you know what to look for and know what servers are which, you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. And when you search for a match in Call of Duty, you connect to a certain server that's supposedly based in Ireland. They can say it's based anywhere. It's not necessarily in Dublin, Ireland, like it says, but that's where the IP address says it goes. So you connect to this Demonware server to matchmake, okay? Then it goes ahead and finds you a match based on search criteria, which is the skill-based matchmaking, okay? And that should be the end of it. That should be the end of this connection, but it's not. You get in game and it starts sending data back and forth along with server connections that are based in and around your location, whatever server it decides to connect you with, whether it's Chicago, Virginia, Miami, etc., etc. So you'll have that server sending the actual game data back and forth. But at the same time, you've got this Dublin, Ireland Demonware server that's doing something. It doesn't send much in terms of bytes, but it does send some bytes. I couldn't really correlate it with anything going on in the game, but that's sus. That's sus as hell. Like, that connection doesn't even need to be there, like, at all. So what's going on there? Is it measuring just your performance? I don't know. I wish I did, but I don't. But either way, it's sus. Okay, so is skill-based damage a thing? It very well could be. They've got patents on it. You're not going to sit here and patent stuff if you're not going to use it. I mean, I get it's all speculation. So there's like 4 or 5 different major issues that they refuse to fix. And because of a few people that'll spend money on skins, it doesn't matter. They think they can just keep doing it this way. And it's like, I theorize it's almost like these developers are woke or something, and they like want to punish male players because 99.9% of Call of Duty players are like, your alpha male type. So wouldn't it be great if you were some skeevious person that just wants to like make everybody miserable? Bottom line be damned. I mean, I don't know, because none of those issues that haven't been fixed, it doesn't make any sense. It just, logically speaking, you would want those things to be fixed because the majority of the community wants those things to be fixed. So you got your hit detection, you got your skill-based matchmaking, you got your spawn system, you got your maps. I mean, that starts to pile up, and people are going to leave. Like, they give it a month, hoping like things will get fixed, like they always do. Q Morty, is it over yet?
Or is it? That means no, it isn't over? Make a fist if this isn't over. This isn't over.
So here we are starting to see a decline in player count. My God. It just needs to stop. I want to see Call of Duty succeed, but at the same time, right now, I don't. Because I don't want to play Black Ops 6. It's utter trash, man. Can't even play my favorite game mode because they refuse to fix stuff. So, I don't know. I saw that patch and I realized that, they're patching this because they want to improve player experience. Let's hope they continue to do that, because if not, players are going to continue to leave in droves like they have year after year after year. Their bottom line and numbers have to be dropping at this point. Yeah, I mean, you can't just continue insanity forever and expect better results. So I figured I'd bring that to you guys. Let me know what y'all think. This is Fox. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.